Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. And today we're going to be doing a versus video between some amazing freaking performers. Both of these shoes I absolutely love to play in. And they're both Way of Wade shoes, right? And Way of Wade has actually been killing it. You know, they're killing it in the basketball shoe game. So the Son of Flash is going for 135 bucks, and then the AC11 is going for 150 bucks. So like a $15 price difference, not a huge difference. So if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. And also a lot of you guys did ask for this as well. That's why I'm doing it. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can always DM me on Instagram. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and both of these shoes have freaking top tier tractions, right? So here in the Son of Flash, we have like a herringbone traction pattern, but like kind of like on the outside, and then we have a lightning bolt, and then in the lightning bolt we got more smaller lightning bolts. So it's kind of weird, but I do like how it looks. It's a pretty unique design. It looks great. But yeah, it's top tier, right? You have an amazing bite, very minimal dust pickup too. On like super hard like stops, it is a little inconsistent, just a tiny bit. It's not to the point where like you're like sliding out or something like that, but it wasn't like super instantaneous stop on like some super hard stops, right? But overall, very good performance on dust, very good performance on a clean court as well. You don't need to really break it in either. And it has a nice squeak as well, very loud and high pitched. Here in the AC11, same thing, super loud and high pitched squeak. You don't need to break it in. Amazing bite on a clean court. Also dust. If you okay, so it does pick up a little bit of dust, but it's a very easy wipe. If you let a little bit too much dust build up, it does slide around a little bit. I would say a little bit more than the Son of Flash, but like I said, it's a very easy wipe. So I guess the Son of Flash is a little bit better on dust performance, but the AC11 is still really good. Durability, I would say they're both very good. You know, they're saying it's abrasion resistant. The rubber is very hard in both of the shoes. Maybe the Son of Flash with like the lightning bolt pattern, like the smaller bolts on the edge, it's a little bit on the softer side of things, but I feel like they'll both be good. The only thing that I feel like is a little bit better in the AC11 is the outsole curvature. There is a little bit more outsole curvature in the AC11. I mean, it does round here a little bit here in the Son of Flash, but the AC11 does it a little bit more like the Kyrie's, right? So that definitely isn't a plus for me personally, just because I love the outsole curvature, but they're both very good for traction, right? All right, moving on to the heel to toe transition. They're both very smooth as well. Here in the heel, we have a nice rounded shape. Here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape and a lot of forefoot flex. It's a super flexible shoe. And same thing here in the AC11, right? Nice rounded shape. We have this cage, but it's actually like pretty soft. We have a nice rounded shape in the forefoot and a lot of forefoot flex too. So both of these shoes are super duper smooth, especially when you're doing heel dominant strides down the court. And now moving on to the cushioning setup. So that definitely is a deciding factor, right? So it's only $15 more for the AC11, like all CD11, but it's using full length boom, right? And the full length boom feels super duper nice. Step-in comfort is absolutely amazing. You can feel the boom pretty much right underneath your foot. There's a nice soft compression. You know, it's comfortable, but also a nice bounce back as well. Like I said, we have this cage, but we still have a little bit of like compression here in the heel. And I would say the court feel is just a tiny bit better in the AC11, but the Son of Flash is still good, right? Here in the Son of Flash, we have a full-length cloud midsole, right? And cloud is all right. It just feels more like a carrier. And then we have a forefoot and heel boom pod. Both of these shoes are using very soft mesh strobel boards, which I do like, but because it is targeted here in the Son of Flash, you definitely feel the boom a lot less. And this cushion here in the Son of Flash definitely feels a lot stiffer for step-in comfort. So I guess if you want like the more responsive cushioning setup, or like you want the stiffer cushioning setup, then get the Son of Flash. But for the most part, in pretty much like recommending to like all of you guys in whatever cushioning setup you want, I would still say the AC11 is just better, right? Better step-in comfort. You get a nice little rebound and bounce back. Still nice compression, better impact protection, better court feel. So yeah, AC11 in my opinion is just way better in cushion. All right, moving on to the materials. However, the material quality in the AC11 is not as good as the Son of Flash, right? So it definitely feels a little bit thinner, but definitely feels like a little bit cheaper, and like maybe like just like not flimsy. Flimsy isn't the correct word, but it just feels a little bit cheaper than the Son of Flash, right? Also, the Son of Flash definitely feels a little bit more like supportive. There's a little bit of stretch to the material here in the AC11. So even though it's $15 more, it feels a little bit cheaper, which definitely does suck. For the tongue, they both have like an average amount of padding, right? Maybe if I'm nitpicking, the AC11 has a little bit more padding, but it's just, they're both more on the minimal side of things. They're both half booty construction tongues, right? Giving you a better overall one-to-one fit, which I do like. And then here in the ankle area, I would say they're around the same as well, but maybe like the Son of Flash has a little bit more padding here and like the back of the shoe where your Achilles is, but they're both pretty damn similar. So like as far as like how it feels on foot, they're both super thin, conforms to your foot very well, but I do like the Son of Flash a little bit better because the quality is better, first of all, and also it feels a little bit more supportive, right? There's not as much stretch, so that definitely does suck. I feel like they should have gone, like the AC10 material was super nice, right? With that textile, you know? All right, moving on to the fit. So here in the Son of Flash, I went up half a size and it fits me very well. And then here in the AC11, I went true to size and it fits me very well. And they're both like super snug fits, which I do like. That's what I prefer in my hoop shoes. But I would say the Son of Flash is a little bit more snug here in the toe box, right? As you guys can see, this AC11 material, like I said, it scrunches up a little bit and it's not as supportive. It still like has adequate support. It's just, it has a little bit more stretch than the Son of Flash. So it's a little bit roomier here in the toe box for the AC11, which it makes me like the Son of Flash fit a little bit more. As far as the width goes, they're both pretty narrow. So both of these shoes fit me pretty damn well, but I do like the Son of Flash a little bit more due to the more snug toe box, right? And as far as the support and lockdown goes, for lateral containment, I was good to go, right? As far as like, for the lateral counters here in the AC11, I'm good to go, right? You have all this like cage coming up, acting as a sidewall here in the forefoot, here in the heel. However, the material, like if you're a bigger dude, right? It was adequate for me. But if you're a bigger dude and you need a lot of support, this material is not gonna cut it, right? It's a little bit more on like the softer side of things. So like I said, for most people, you should be fine. But if you're like a really big dude that needs a lot of support, probably not the best option. Here in the Son of Flash, however, like you can see all the lateral counters, right? So lateral containment, you're good to go. And also, like I said, this material just feels a lot more supportive. So even if you're a bigger dude, you should be fine here in the Son of Flash compared to the AC11. But like I said, for most people, you should be good to go here in the AC11, right? For lateral containment. Also, lateral stability, let's see which shoe is wider, right? They're both around, maybe it looks like the AC11 is a little bit wider, just a tiny bit, but they're both wide bases, right? And I had no issues with lateral instability, and also I didn't really have any issues with heel slippage or anything like that. So yeah, support and lockdown was really good for me in both of the shoes. And now moving on to the weight. I definitely feel like actually, I don't know, because, you know, Boom is lighter as far as the foam goes, and they're using Cloud here in the Son of Flash, which Cloud's kind of heavy, right? But we do have all this cage, so I feel like the AC11 is going to be a little bit lighter, just a tiny bit. So 12.73 ounces for the AC11. This is like 13, right? Yeah, 13.12, so not that big of a difference. The AC11 is just a tiny bit lighter. But yeah, both of these shoes are super responsive, right? And if you're a guard, you will love playing in both of these shoes just because you feel very, very quick. The traction is really good. You're low to the ground. Support's good. Minimal feeling shoes as well. I would say the AC11 feels a little bit more minimal, but Son of Flash, still minimal. So yeah, I really like playing in both of the shoes. As far as the ventilation goes, they're both pretty good. You know, airflow, I would say is a little bit better in the AC11 because of the thinner material, right? The Son of Flash still has a little bit of airflow, but not as much as the AC11. So they're both good, but the AC11 is a little bit cooler. And as far as the aesthetics go, I love the AC11, but you can't beat the Son of Flash. The Son of Flash looks freaking amazing in my personal opinion. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up. So yeah, if you want the better cushioning setup, definitely go with the AC11, right? If you want a little bit more support, or maybe like you prefer to have a more supportive shoe, even though like I said, the AC11 was like adequate for me, then Son of Flash is probably the better option. And that's pretty much like the gist of things, right? And also I guess like the minor thing, you know, like the outsole curvature in the AC11 does feel great. So yeah, depending on like, also if you want to save money, the Son of Flash is still really, really nice, but if you pay like just 15 bucks more, you get that full length Boom setup, and that this cushion, like I would say, is like one of my favorite cushioning setups of all time, right? Up there with like full length zoom with the dropping, with you guys know what I'm talking about, like the Kobe 11s, right? So yeah, I mean honestly, you can't go wrong with either of them. They're both amazing, but in my personal opinion, I probably choose the AC11 a little bit more over the Sun and Flash, just because I do like the outsole curvature a little bit more. It's a little bit more minimal for the AC11, and also the cushion is just better. But anyways, that about concludes this versus video. Hope you guys found it helpful. And also, again, if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I'll try to leave the affiliate link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.